What did a child suddenly confess that turned everything upside down? When I asked my fifth graders to write a simple apology letter for homework, I never imagined one quiet boy's assignment would rewrite the story of a fatal car crash. It seemed like an easy enough task. Most kids wrote about small things like stealing pencils or being mean at recess. But Miles, this shy kid who always sat at the back, turned in something that made my stomach drop. Miles had barely spoken since last year. That's when he was in the car accident that put his mom in a nursing home and took the life of a neighbor's teenage daughter. Everyone in town knew about the crash. The news said a deer jumped onto the road, causing Miles's mom to swerve and lose control. But in his shaky handwriting, Miles wrote, "I'm sorry I grabbed the steering wheel when I argued with mom about the radio. It's my fault." My heart started racing, and my hands felt sweaty holding the paper. I called the school counselor right away. After school, we brought in Miles's dad, Nathan. He was a tired guy who worked long shifts doing construction. His eyes always looked sad and worn out. When we showed him the letter, Nathan shook his head and sighed. "No, that's impossible," he said quietly. Miles was just confused. The police already told us it was a deer, but Miles knew every single detail. He described the fight he had with his mom about changing the radio station. He even told us exactly how he grabbed the wheel right before the crash. The more Miles talked, the quieter Nathan got. You could see in Nathan's face that he was remembering something. Days went by, and the neighbors whose daughter died kept putting signs up around town. They blamed distracted drivers and often mentioned Miles's mom by name. Nathan couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, and eventually knew he had to face the truth. There was a dash cam video from the accident. Nathan had never watched it. It was just too painful for him. One night, when he couldn't take it anymore, Nathan finally watched that video. He saw Miles's small hand reaching out and pulling the wheel. It wasn't a deer. It was his own son's hand. Nathan sat there in the dark, feeling completely broken. He looked at Miles, sleeping curled up on the couch, and didn't know what to do. Telling the truth meant hurting his son, but not telling meant everyone would keep blaming his wife. A week later, Miles sat next to his mom in the nursing home, holding her hand. She couldn't speak or open her eyes, but he read his apology letter out loud to her. Nathan stood in the doorway, trying not to cry. Watching his son hurt like that was too much for him. He decided right then that the truth needed to come out. Nathan drove straight to the neighbor's house. When he knocked on the door, he could barely speak, but slowly, painfully, he told them everything. At first, they looked shocked and confused. Then they looked angry. But as Nathan kept talking, they saw how much pain Miles had been carrying this whole time. The mother of the girl who died started crying softly. She reached out and hugged Nathan tightly. "I had no idea Miles was hurting so much," she said through tears. They decided right there to start healing instead of blaming. After that day, both families began visiting Miles's mom together. It wasn't easy, but slowly, they all faced their grief together. Miles wrote another letter, not about blame or guilt, but about hope. He kept it tucked next to a photo of the girl who died, remembering her but also promising himself to build a future based on truth and forgiveness.